On the YouTube as well, quite famous. Right, so just find her. She's not well. Do not laugh at her. Excuse me, brothers. Do not laugh at her. Do not mock her. Do not insult her. Please. She is not well. Simply. Leave her alone.
You are obviously, you have read the Quran. The Quran does not say that the book.
Just tell us. To justify your claim? Are you going to justify your claim or not?
I'm not an expert on the Quran.
Right. So next time, when you make claim, be ready to substantiate them. That's all I ask. So moving on. The number two reason I've given was the Quran was and is, as I and as all the Muslims over the last 1400 years are claiming, free from errors and discrepancies and inconsistencies. Any book which claims to be a word of God, talks about history, talks about the future, talks about the present, talks about the natural world, is bound to contain contradictions and errors if it is not from God, as we find with many religious scriptures. If you want me to substantiate that, I am more than willing to do that.
Does it say that you can kill the infidel? Anyone who doesn't believe in Islam, you can kill them? Does it say that in there? I think it's Ayatollah or something.
We don't know, but we claim. We don't know. We are claimers. We are just claimers.
That's a small Quran. Mine is this thick and this big.
Oh, yeah. That's a different Quran. My friend, have you ever seen a Quran from the east to the west, from the north to the south, that is not the same? That Muslims, whether they are fat or ugly, beautiful or thin, black or white, Chinese or Indonesian, have you seen Muslims anywhere on the globe in planet Earth, they read a different Quran? Whether they are Sunni or Shia, whether they are political extremists or a religious moderate, they read the same Quran. Why? Because there's only one Quran. What you are saying is mere mumbo jumbo.
If I am wrong, educate me. You're saying that there is no such a thing in Quran that says a woman's testimony counts as half of man's. Is that incorrect? Just tell me.
Let me explain.
I'd like to know.
Okay,
that's what I've
been
told.
If you are sincere enough to know the answer, let me tell you. The Quran, Akhi, please. The Quran talks about what? The Quran talks about all the life's affairs. That includes politics, economics, sociology, morality, crime. All that you have, a whole package, a holistic package. That includes crime, witnessing of a crime, witnessing and testifying. What happens? When we examine the Quranic verses, there is a verse in the Quran which talks about when you are going to conduct a commercial transaction. The verse encourages you to write them down and bring witnesses, 2 man witnesses. Right. And then the verse continues. If you do not find 2 men, what do? 1 man and 2 women is okay. But God encourages you to do, even if it's little, write them down. Why? Because so that you don't regret it later on, people denying that, oh, we never made a commercial transaction like that. In fact, nowadays, everything is all what? Recorded.
Why 2 men and then,
excuse me,
2 women and 1 man?
Be patient. Isn't that what I'm answering? Isn't that what I'm answering?
Yes.
Right. So if you can't show patience, how can I answer? So the Quran dictates what? Our Creator dictates that we write and record with witnesses a commercial transaction, so that we don't fall into problems later on. Why do we need 2 man witnesses in the first place? When it's written down, we're asked someone who is knowledgeable in writing and pious and righteous, we choose that person to write down the transaction and get 2 witnesses that we trust, knowledgeable persons, trustworthy individuals, honest individuals to witness those transactions. My question first is, before I go into why 2 women, why 2 men? Why 2 men? Let's explore. Let me ask you then, what do you think the reasons why we need 2 men?
Well, I think that the way this was written down came down from God to Muhammad. The way it was written down, it allows people to interpret the way they want to. So a lot of people on this planet that believe in Islam read that as two women vote or two women's opinion equals one man. That's how it's written. That's the problem.
Did he answer my question that I asked?
Now why two men?
Yes. Thank you. Come to the answer then.
I don't know why.
Think rationally. Think about it. Why would the Quran, why would God demand that when we write commercial transactions, we write them down and get them witnessed by two men? Why two, not one man? I want you to think. Take your time.
It's better to have two witnesses than one. Maybe that one is a friend of the criminal. Who knows? My problem is not with that. It's the two women, one man.
The understanding that my friends come up with, the reason two men is, what if one of them is a friend of the criminal? We're not talking about criminal. We are what? Excuse me. We are not talking about crime. We're talking about what? Commercial transactions. Deeds. Yes? For example, I borrow money from you, £1,000. So what do? I say, fine. Let's write this down. That me, I have taken money, how much? Exactly, £1,000. From you, your name and your address. Yes? In front of who? Two witnesses. When and where. And then I make the conditions that, yes, I am going to return this money after a month or after 6 months and so on. Yes? Like that. So when I take two witnesses, there's no crime involved. It's just what?
Protecting it.
You're going around the problem.
Yes, if one of the witnesses is a woman, it doesn't count because you need two women to equal
Excuse
one
me,
man.
I haven't even come to that yet.
Well,
I'm
we'll
discussing.
come to it. That's the problem.
You know
The
what the problem
police
is?
go on there, sit up there and talk for 3 hours. They don't answer the question.
Do you know what the problem is?
Why one man replaced with two women? Why not one man?
I am
replaced with
answering.
one woman?
I am answering.
That's the most simple
My
question.
friend, the problem is you have no patience and you are not interested enough to understand
10
the answer.
minutes and you didn't answer the question, my
Hang
friend.
on. Perhaps I'll take another 10 minutes. Why am I taking 10 minutes? So
It's
that
difficult to answer the question.
it's not difficult.
Why do you replace one man with two women? It's a simple question.
Did you hear
Why
the
not
question?
one man, one woman?
What is
Is
the
the
crime
woman's
involved?
brain smaller or?
Excuse me. What is the crime involved?
Women are less than
I give you the answer. They believe woman is less than man.
That's your answer. That's not, madam. That's what you wanted. أخي, adab al-majlis, أخي. My sister. When we have a commercial transaction and we get witnesses, is this a criminal act? Excuse me, was that a criminal act? You're not answering the question, are you? Hello, brother. My sister, is this a criminal act? Is this a criminal act? You know what? They have difficulty in comprehension in English language. There is no crime involved because it's a commercial transaction. So if you don't know much about English, well, you know what? There are lots of schools around. I have visited one, I've learned from one. You can do the same. To move on. Why two man witnesses? There's a reason.